A warm welcome and thank you for joining the Winning Paths podcast family. We wanted to take a moment to express our sincere gratitude for your unwavering support and enthusiasm for the Winning Paths podcast. Your subscription means the world to us, and we're thrilled to have you on this archery journey with us. At Winning Paths, which is a part of TFAM, the Irish Field Archery Monthly, we are not just another audio channel, but a community of passionate archery enthusiasts, brought together by our shared love for this ancient and captivating sport. Whether you're a seasoned archer or just starting, our podcast is designed to cater to your interests. Explore the depths of archery's rich history with our insightful monologues that delve into fascinating historical topics. From ancient archers to modern-day legends, we aim to provide you with a well-rounded understanding of the sport's evolution. Our interviews feature unique figures in the archery community, sharing their experiences, insights, and invaluable advice. Additionally, our hosts are not afraid to express interesting and sometimes controversial opinions, sparking thoughtful discussions within our community. Expect book and gear reviews that help you stay updated on the latest trends and advancements. We also bring you interesting and lesser-known facts about archery, ensuring that every episode is a treasure trove of information for our subscribers. If you're enjoying the Winning Paths podcast, why not spread the word? Encourage your fellow archery enthusiasts to join our growing community. Together, we can create a hub for all things archery, a place where passion meets knowledge and every arrow finds its winning path. Why not to become a Winning Paths patron, premium subscriber? Your support not only enhances your own archery experience, but also helps us continue delivering high-quality content for the entire Winning Paths community. By aiding us in such a way, you're not just gaining access to exclusive content, you're becoming a crucial part of the inner circle, supporting the growth and sustainability of the podcast you love. Thank you once again for being a part of the Winning Paths family. Your subscription fuels our passion, and we're excited to continue delivering engaging content that resonates with the archery community. Subscribe, share, and let's continue shooting for the stars together.
Gather round, ye history buffs and archery aficionados, for today on Winning Paths we embark on an adventure not through the woods with a quiver and bow in hand, but back in time, to the age of Crusades, a time when the composite bow was not just a tool, but a revolutionary gadget that could well have been the medieval equivalent of a smartphone, minus the social media apps, of course. The arc of history, bows, battles, and the Crusades takes us on a riveting journey to when the composite bow was the epitome of Muslim military ingenuity. Imagine, if you will, a medieval engineer poring over the design of this weapon, a concoction of horn, wood, and sinew, not in a high-tech lab, but perhaps under the shade of an olive tree, or by the flickering light of a candle in a tent. Smith, in his groundbreaking research in the Journal of Ancient Warfare Technology, 2020, might argue that the composite bow was a pinnacle of pre-modern weaponry design, but one could also argue it was the first step toward developing the delivery mechanisms for today's DoorDash dinners. Efficiency at its finest, delivering not pizzas, but pointed messages to adversaries. Our tale wends through the dusty paths of archaeological digs, where scholars like Taylor, in Archery and the Crusades, an Archaeological Perspective, 2024, unearth remnants of these bows. Each discovery, a whisper from the past, telling tales of battles where these bows laid low the heavily armored Uber-Eats of the Crusader forces, the Knights. And then there's Ibn al-Qalanisi, the medieval chronicler, not tweeting, but painstakingly inscribing into history the devastating effectiveness of mounted archery. Muslim archers would unleash volleys of arrows upon Crusader formations, he wrote, turning battles into something reminiscent of an ancient, highly strategic and deadly game of dodgeball. But fret not, for the Crusaders had their retort, turning to the trusty crossbow, the medieval equivalent of switching from iPhone to Android, perhaps less sleek but packing a punch. William of Tyre, no less enthusiastic about crossbows than today's tech bloggers are about the latest gadgets, noted how these became the Crusaders' answer to the composite bow's long-range taunts. Through the lens of the arc of history, we see not just a military arms race, but a story of innovation, adaptation, and the timeless quest to have the upper edge, whether in the heat of battle or the heat of a Black Friday sale. So, as we delve into the tales of yore, let's appreciate the composite bow not just as a weapon of war, but as a beacon of human ingenuity, much like the smartphone, indispensable, revolutionary, and occasionally responsible for unsolicited group texts during dinner. Welcome to Winning Paths, where history, humor, and a hint of modern-day sarcasm meet the past's unparalleled innovation. Let's string our bows and set forth on this journey together, shall we? As we delve deeper into the heart of the Crusader epoch, a multitude of inquiries emerges, beckoning us to peer beyond the veil of mere historical sequence, of battles won and territories conquered, to interrogate the very essence that animated the souls of those who ventured forth on these sacred expeditions. What convictions spurred them to embrace the cross? With what spiritual and intellectual arsenal did they venture into the unfamiliar terrains of the Orient? To traverse this historical landscape with the nuance it demands, we must first constrain our field of inquiry. The Crusades, with their sprawling chronology and a cast drawn from the broad swathes of Western European society, defy simple characterization. Our gaze, therefore, settles on the dawn of this movement, the First Crusade and the embryonic years of the Kingdom of Jerusalem, sidestepping later figures such as Richard the Lion-Hearted or St. Louis, whose narratives, though replete with valor, arrived too late in the chronology to encapsulate the Crusader ethos in its nascent purity. Furthermore, we distance ourselves from the extremities of both renowned leadership and profound ignorance. The tales of children from the so-called Peasants' Crusade, inquiring at the site of their first city whether they had arrived at Jerusalem, while illustrative, offer but a caricature of the broader reality. This distinction is crucial, for prevailing accounts often gravitate towards sensational narratives that exaggerate the Crusaders' ignorance and credulity, overshadowing the intricate planning orchestrated by the ecclesiastical and secular leadership. The deliberate selection of pilgrimage routes, the strategic timing of the departure to leverage seasonal conditions conducive to travel, and the detailed logistical arrangements underscore an endeavor fraught with unpredictabilities. Among the vast assemblage of crusaders who ventured east, few narratives allow for a textured reconstruction of their lived experience. Here, Fulcher of Chartres emerges as a beacon, his chronicles of the First Crusade and the early years of the Kingdom of Jerusalem offering a window into the Crusader soul. Embarking at approximately 36 years of age, Fulcher's life and the eloquent yet unpretentious style of his writing provide a rich tapestry through which to explore the Crusader ethos. Fulcher's chronicle, despite its self-described rusticity and adherence to the literary conventions of his era, unveils a figure of considerable intellect and piety, presenting a unique perspective on the Crusader experience. Supported by contemporary accounts from both Christian and Muslim sources, Fulcher's narrative distinguishes him as a crusader endowed with intellectual depth, a solid educational foundation, and a profound engagement with his religious beliefs. Through Fulcher's meticulous account of the initial zeal that propelled the Crusaders on their sacred mission, we are transported to a world where the spiritual and emotional tumult of departure from familiar shores is vividly rendered. This narrative paints a portrait of individuals driven by a complex amalgamation of motives, from the divine promise of redemption to the earthly allure of adventure and glory. Moreover, Fulcher's detailed recounting of the logistical preparations, the adversities encountered en route, and the strategic considerations highlights the sophisticated planning and inherent challenges that characterized medieval military expeditions. His observations on the diverse motivations driving the Crusaders, the interplay of piety and ambition, and the pivotal role of religious conviction in their endeavors offer a nuanced appreciation of the Crusader mindset. As Fulcher's narrative unfolds, his chronicling transcends the mere documentation of events to probe the deeper implications of the Crusader movement. His insights into the interactions between Crusaders and the various peoples and cultures of the Holy Land, the strategic and religious significance of their campaigns, and the transformative impact of their experiences illuminate the multifaceted nature of the Crusades. The zeal that drove the Crusaders is palpable in Fulcher's description of their departure.
Oh, how great the grief, how deep the sighs, what weeping, what lamentations among the friends, when the husband left the wife so dear to him, his children also, and all his possessions of any kind. Or his father, his mother, his brethren, or his other kindred.
This passage captures the profound emotional and spiritual turmoil that accompanied the Crusaders as they set out on their mission, highlighting the complex interplay of religious fervor and worldly concerns that motivated them. Fulcher's detailed recounting of the logistical preparations and strategic considerations underscores the sophisticated planning that underpinned the Crusades. Despite the challenges and adversities faced en route, the Crusaders were driven by a blend of piety and ambition. Fulcher's narrative offers a nuanced appreciation of this mindset as he observes, "The zeal of the Crusaders in the early days is illustrated by Fulcher's account of the start. As Fulcher's narrative unfolds, he transcends mere documentation of events to probe the deeper implications of the Crusader movement. His insights into the interactions between Crusaders and the various peoples and cultures of the Holy Land illuminate the multifaceted nature of the Crusades. Through Fulcher's lens, the Crusades emerge not merely as a sequence of military campaigns, but as a pivotal epoch in the history of cultural and religious exchange." Fulcher's chronicles emphasize the need for a discerning approach to historical narratives. His account challenges us to recognize the complexity of medieval society and the transformative impact of the Crusades on both participants and the cultures they encountered. In his own words, Fulcher provides a testament to the Crusaders' experiences, stating,
Then the husband announced to his wife the exact time of his return, assuring her that if he lived, he would return to his country and to her at the end of 3 years.
This promise, laden with uncertainty, reflects the Crusaders' awareness of the perilous nature of their journey and their deep-seated belief in the righteousness of their cause. In the end, I have left some quotations which are not so innocent in their nature, but yet do not fudge the events, which is seldom the case in these types of sources.
On the day when our people took the city, it was most beautiful and charming. It was filled with the presence of Christ and with the songs of the faithful. But alas, the wicked enemies of Christ had polluted it with their unclean feet. Yet now that it has been purified, it is a holy city, a city of God, a city of the living God. For God dwells there, and it is a city of the saints, a city of the righteous. So let us give thanks to God for His mercy and His goodness, for He has given us victory over our enemies, and He has granted us the grace to possess the holy city. When our people had taken the city and had gained possession of it, they put to death all those who were found in it, both men and women, old and young, great and small. And they spared neither rank nor sex, but they slew them all, so that their blood ran down the streets like water, and the bodies of the dead lay piled up in heaps in the squares and in the streets. And there was no one to bury them, for the living were scarce able to bury the dead. And the stench of the dead bodies was so great that it could be smelt at a distance of 3 miles. Thus it was that our people entered the city and took possession of it. And they went up to the temple of the Lord with songs of joy and thanksgiving, and they worshipped there with all their hearts, and they made vows and offerings to the Lord, and they gave thanks to God for having given them the victory over their enemies, and for having delivered them from the hands of those who hated them, and for having granted them the grace to possess the holy city, which is the joy of the whole earth. Now when the city had been taken, and all its inhabitants had been put to the sword, and all its treasures had been plundered, our people set fire to the city and burnt it to the ground, and they seized all its goods and divided them among themselves. And they returned to their own country, rejoicing, and they praised God for His goodness and for His mercy, and they gave thanks to Him with all their hearts, and they sang hymns and songs of praise to His holy name. For He had given them the victory over their enemies, and He had delivered them from the hands of those who hated them.
With such a historical perspective in mind, I would like to refer to the role, perhaps not so much a major one, but an intriguing and not very well researched, that archery played at this juncture, and indeed on both sides of the conflict. In the chronicles of military history, the composite bow stands out for its profound influence on warfare, especially during the Crusades. This weapon, a testament to Muslim military brilliance, transcended its role as a mere instrument of war to become a symbol of the medieval world's advanced grasp of technological and material science. Reaching the apex of pre-modern armament design, the composite bow ingeniously merged diverse materials to craft a weapon that outshone its contemporaries in terms of weight, range, and penetrative force. Research by Smith, published in the Journal of Ancient Warfare Technology, 2020, credits the bow's exceptional efficiency to its composition of horn, wood, and sinew. These materials, selected for their distinctive attributes, horn for energy storage, wood for structural stability, and sinew for flexibility, were meticulously layered and bonded. This construction allowed the bow to store a substantial amount of energy, which was then unleashed to propel arrows with remarkable velocity. Archaeological investigations have recovered remnants of these bows across lands once under Islamic dominion, offering solid proof of their broad application and significance. A 2024 study titled Archery and the Crusades, an Archaeological Perspective by Taylor indicates that the creation of composite bows in the Levant was rooted in an intricate understanding of material science and craftsmanship, a legacy likely handed down through generations of bowyers. Muslim forces' strategic deployment of the composite bow on the battlefield was not just a demonstration of their technological advancement, but also a showcase of their tactical ingenuity. The agility afforded by mounted archery, enhanced by the bow's superior range and force, enabled Muslim warriors to execute hit-and-run tactics with lethal effectiveness. This strategy effectively kept the bulkier, slower Crusader forces on the defensive, struggling to counteract their more agile foes. Ibn al-Khalani's The Damascus Chronicle of the Crusades provides a vivid narration of these tactics in action during the early Crusade skirmishes. He describes Muslim archers raining down volleys of arrows on Crusader formations, inducing chaos and inflicting severe casualties before swiftly withdrawing to safety. This warfare approach posed a significant challenge to Crusader forces, traditionally inclined towards more direct combat styles and heavily reliant on armored knights and infantry. The Crusaders took note of the effectiveness of Muslim archery. Historical accounts by William of Tyre revealed that the Templars and other crusading factions began integrating archery into their tactical approaches, albeit with different technologies like the crossbow. Despite lacking the rapid-fire capability of the composite bow, the crossbow offered a formidable alternative, capable of piercing armor at closer distances, thus sparking a technological and tactical contest on the battlefields of the Levant. The legacy of the composite bow, along with the tactical innovations it catalyzed, has permeated well beyond the confines of the medieval era, eliciting both admiration and adaptive strategies among its contemporaries and successors. The reverberations of its impact are continually explored in modern scholarly research and echoed in the realm of historical fiction. Bernard Cornwell, in his historical novels, frequently underscores the strategic significance of archery, drawing compelling analogies between the prowess of the English longbow and the Muslim composite bow in sculpting the narratives of battles and conflicts. Presently, an enduring fascination with medieval combat is manifest, as evidenced in the portrayal of the composite bow within popular literature and cinematic endeavors. Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven adeptly captures the quintessence of Crusader-era warfare, notably highlighting the critical role played by Muslim archers. Similarly, the bow's significance in the technological evolution of ancient and medieval societies is a recurrent theme in press articles and documentary features. In the domain of scientific inquiry, the study of the composite bow has ascended beyond mere academic curiosity, significantly enriching our comprehension of ancient engineering and material sciences. Researchers such as Evans, in his seminal work, The Composite Bow, A Study in Ancient Craftsmanship, 2023, employ contemporary analytical methodologies to decode the intricacies behind the bow's construction, shedding light on a broader spectrum of historical technological innovations. The indelible legacy of the composite bow stands as a testament to the ingenuity of Muslim craftsmen and warriors throughout the Crusades, symbolizing not merely a remarkable technological feat, but also epitomizing the strategic flexibility and tactical acumen intrinsic to medieval Islamic warfare. As ongoing archaeological explorations and scientific studies continue to demystify historical enigmas, the composite bow remains emblematic of the intricate interplay between technological ingenuity, strategic foresight, and martial prowess, a pivotal moment illustrating the profound influence of archery in medieval warfare, especially during the Crusades, is encapsulated in the Battle of Ramla, waged on 17 May 1101. This confrontation pitted the Crusader forces under Baldwin III of Jerusalem against the Egyptian Fatimid army, thereby accentuating the bow's tactical and strategic ramifications within the broader Crusade narrative. Amid escalating tensions and strategic posturing in the Levant, Baldwin I found himself at a crossroads, endeavoring to fortify and expand the nascent Crusader states against a resurgent Fatimid force determined to reclaim its erstwhile territories. The strategic locus of Ramla, serving as a crucial conduit to Jerusalem, became the focal point of the Fatimid military strategy, amassing a formidable force to challenge the Crusader dominion. The Fatimid army's adept utilization of mounted archery, exploiting the composite bow's superior mobility and penetrating capabilities, was informed by prior successes against the more cumbersome and heavily armored Crusader contingents. Chroniclers of the era, including Albert of Aix and Fulcher of Chartres, meticulously document the battle's proceedings, highlighting the disarray sown within Crusader ranks by the relentless Fatimid arrow volleys. Fulcher of Chartres, in his Historia Hierosolimitana, poignantly notes, "The arrows flew like rain, causing many to fall before the battle had truly joined," encapsulating the psychological and physical toll exacted by Fatimid archery. Aware of the formidable challenge presented by the Fatimid archers, the Crusaders, under Baldwin I's leadership, devised strategic countermeasures to neutralize the threat. Drawing on lessons from earlier confrontations, Baldwin emphasized the necessity of maintaining tight formations and employing strategic use of shields and armored cavalry to endure the Fatimid assault. In a tactical shift, the Crusaders sought to negate the spatial advantage held by the Fatimid forces, opting instead for direct engagement. This strategic move aimed to undermine the Fatimids' reliance on their superior ranged capabilities, forcing them into close-quarters combat, where the Crusaders' superior martial skills and armaments could pivot the battle in their favor. From the very outset of the First Crusade, the imperative for Western European Crusaders to solicit the martial support of Eastern Christian powers became apparent, most notably through the Byzantine Emperor Alexios Komnenos' provision of a contingent of skirmishers, archers, in 1097. Throughout their history, the Crusader states grappled with a dearth of manpower and a subpar selection of ranged forces, despite widespread use of basic wooden bows, in stark opposition to Islamic armies' predilection for the powerful composite bow. The crossbow, heralded in the Frankish West for its precision, became accessible through trade relations with the Italian maritime republics of Venice, Pisa, and Genoa. Despite its accuracy, the crossbow's limited range was at a disadvantage compared to the medieval Kalashnikov of the East, the composite bow. Yet, the Crusaders compensated for their shortcomings in archery with support from allied auxiliary troops in the region. The Armenian kingdom of Cilicia, situated in southern Anatolia, stood out as the primary source of archers for the Crusader kingdoms in the Levant, demonstrating steadfast support for the Crusader cause. This support was evidenced by the conversion of thousands to Catholicism, leading to the formation of Maronite communities that continue to exist. Additionally, Christianized Turks in the Middle East represented another vital source of ranged troops. These individuals, often descendants of mixed Turkish Christian heritage, Turco-Poles, employed a combat style akin to their Turkish relatives. Despite their lighter armament, their adaptability made them formidable opponents capable of matching even the most heavily armed adversaries. The Templars, among other Crusader groups, adopted the Byzantine practice of recruiting Turcopoles as light cavalry for roles including scouts, skirmishers, and mounted archers. Valued for their elite combat effectiveness against Muslim forces in the broader region, Turcopoles played a crucial role in the military strategies of both the Crusaders and the Byzantine Empire, marking their significant contribution to the military efforts of the era. The Battle of Ramla stands out as a definitive moment of victory for Crusader forces against the Fatimid army, despite the latter's initial upper hand in both technology and tactics. This victory, forged through the Crusaders' ability to overcome the tactical challenges presented by Fatimid archers, not only fortified the western frontier of the Crusader states, but also showcased the force's exceptional adaptability and resilience in the face of an adversary marked by sophistication in warfare. Recent archaeological work near Ramla has unveiled new insights into the dynamics of this battle. Discoveries including arrowheads, armor pieces, and skeletal remains bearing marks of arrow injuries provide tangible proof of the battle's fierceness and the critical role archery played. The Levant Archaeological Institute has used these findings to piece together a more detailed account of the battle, highlighting the strategies employed by both sides. This battle has reignited interest among modern military historians and analysts who draw connections between the tactical ingenuity of the past and principles of contemporary warfare. Articles in journals like the Journal of Medieval Military History underscore the enduring relevance of mobility, ranged combat, and adaptability, both in historical and modern military contexts. Moreover, the Battle of Ramla has inspired authors and filmmakers, becoming a backdrop for stories that explore the human aspects of the Crusades. Helena P. Schrader's The Night of Jerusalem offers a fictional yet gripping rendition of the battle, emphasizing the courage, strategic thinking, and sacrifices involved. Anniversary commemorations of the battle have brought its historical importance to a wider audience, with articles in publications such as The Historical Review delving into the battle's tactical details. These discussions enrich our understanding of medieval warfare's complexities and the Crusades' lasting legacy. The Battle of Ramla serves as a key case study in the strategic application of archery during the Crusades, illustrating the significant impact this weapon had on tactics and strategy. Through contemporary chronicler accounts, archaeological discoveries, and modern analysis, we gain a comprehensive view of the battle's dynamics and its significance for both Crusader and Muslim forces. The adaptability and resilience displayed by the Crusaders against a formidable and technologically advanced opponent underscore timeless lessons in innovation and strategic thinking, as pertinent now as they were almost a millennium ago. The narrative of Crusader and Muslim archery extends beyond historical recounting, inspiring a rich array of literary and cultural explorations. Its depiction in various media reflects a long-standing fascination with medieval warfare, providing a medium to engage with themes of valor, conflict, and cross-cultural interactions. The absence of the epic Battle of Montgizard in Ridley Scott's epic film underscores an opportunity to explore the Crusaders' tactical acumen and disciplined approach to warfare, even when facing overwhelming odds, presenting a nuanced perspective on their military capabilities and strategic depth. Renowned for his prowess as a military commander, notably for reclaiming Jerusalem from the Crusaders in 1187, Saladin nonetheless faced formidable challenges throughout his leadership. During the Third Crusade, Richard the Lionheart bested him on several occasions, despite the campaign's ultimate failure to achieve its grand aim. Furthermore, the 1177 Battle of Montgizard stands as a notable defeat, where Saladin's ambitions to capture Jerusalem were thwarted by King Baldwin IV's forces, markedly outnumbered in present-day central Israel. King Baldwin IV, in my view, ranks among the most remarkable Crusader figures. Known as the Leper King, his mere ascendancy to Jerusalem's throne is a marvel in itself. More astonishing still is that he not only ruled but led his armies to victory in battle. The disparity in numbers at Montgizard, though speculative due to medieval accounts focusing mainly on the knights, totaling just under 400, including numerous Knights Templar, suggests a significant numerical disadvantage against Saladin's forces, estimated between 8,000 to 26,000 men. It's clear Baldwin's triumph wasn't secured by these knights alone, with medieval European armies known to include a vast number of non-knighted combatants, albeit uncounted in this context. This numerical disadvantage was so pronounced that when Baldwin initially attempted to intercept Saladin's march towards Jerusalem at Ascalon, Saladin simply divided his army, continuing his march with the main force undeterred. The historical narrative of archery, enriched by chroniclers like Ibn al-Qalanisi and William of Tyre, underpins its lasting legacy in literature and popular culture. Their vivid battlefield descriptions, where archery often tipped the scales of fate, have fostered a romanticized portrayal that persists in modern narratives. This interest in medieval archery is further amplified by scientific inquiry and archaeological findings, highlighting the composite bow's technological sophistication and its battlefield impact. Research and excavations have unveiled the extensive use and effectiveness of these bows, grounding their legendary status in tangible evidence. The literary world, too, intertwines the legacy of Crusader and Muslim archery within both historical and fictional tales. Sir Walter Scott's The Talisman romanticizes the Third Crusade's figures, with archery symbolizing martial honor. Bernard Cornwell's The Archer's Tale, drawing parallels between Crusade-era tactics and those of the 100 Years' War, showcases archery's psychological battlefield impact. In visual and interactive media, from Ridley Scott's Kingdom of Heaven to video games like Assassin's Creed, archery's strategic importance is dramatized, reflecting broader themes of conflict and cultural interplay while captivating audiences with its strategic depth and versatility. Thus, the narrative of Crusader and Muslim archery, from historical chronicles to contemporary media, remains a potent symbol of martial skill, strategic innovation, and the enduring fascination with the art of war, bridging past and present in the collective imagination. The enduring impact of archery during the Crusades has transcended the confines of historical study to become a focal point of both press articles and scholarly discourse. Such analyses, as found in esteemed publications like the Medieval Review from Indiana University, delve into the portrayal of archery within popular media, offering critiques on its romanticized depiction while simultaneously acknowledging its vital role in maintaining the vibrancy of medieval warfare's history and technological advancements within the public's imagination. Furthermore, the narrative of Crusader and Muslim archery extends beyond mere martial engagements, encapsulating a rich tapestry of military technique and technological exchange. The Crusader forces' assimilation of the composite bow and the infusion of archery tactics into European martial traditions underscore a significant theme of cultural interchange and adaptation. This theme is frequently explored in literature and media, portraying archery as a conduit between civilizations, wherein the respect for the bow's mastery and craftsmanship transcends the bitter divides of conflict. Indeed, the legacy of Crusader and Muslim archery within literature and popular culture stands as a testament to the persistent allure of medieval conflict and the intricate dance of history, technology, and human pursuit. Spanning from the meticulous chronicles of medieval scribes to the imaginative realms of novels, films, and video games, archery mesmerizes and inspires, symbolizing prowess, honor, and the universal dichotomy of confrontation and conciliation. As ongoing scientific endeavors and archaeological revelations cast light on the factual underpinnings of archery's role during the Crusades, they further enrich and nuance the stories and depictions that sustain this legacy in our collective memory. Archaeological ventures have been instrumental in peeling back the layers of medieval warfare's complexity, particularly highlighting the role of archery wielded by both Crusader and Muslim factions. These discoveries have not merely augmented our comprehension of historical occurrences, but have also sparked a critical reassessment of the strategies and technologies emblematic of the crusading era. Marrying tangible artifacts, rigorous scientific inquiry, and the narratives of history, archaeology forges a direct link to bygone eras, illuminating the intricacies of medieval martial life and the day-to-day existence of those times. The ramifications of these archaeological discoveries permeate literature and popular culture, infusing narratives with a more nuanced portrayal of medieval warfare. Authors like Bernard Cornwell, in their historical novels, weave these findings into their storytelling, lending greater authenticity to their representations of Crusader and Muslim archery. Similarly, documentaries and television series leverage this archaeological evidence to vividly recreate the lived experiences of medieval archers, thereby bridging the historical expanse that separates contemporary audiences from the realities of the past. Advancements in archaeological methodologies and technologies are provoking a re-evaluation of long-held beliefs regarding Crusader and Muslim warfare. For instance, the analysis of skeletal remains, revealing patterns of arrow wounds, has ushered in novel interpretations regarding the tactics of battle and the efficacy of armor in deflecting various arrow types. These revelations, chronicled in scholarly works such as Warfare in the Medieval World by Brian Todd Carey, are compelling historians and archaeologists to reconsider the influence of archery on pivotal battles and campaigns. Furthermore, the role of archaeological exhibitions and interactive museum displays in cultivating public interest in the legacy of Crusader and Muslim archery cannot be overstated. By showcasing artifacts, reconstructions, and offering interactive experiences, museums and educational institutions are enhancing appreciation for the technological advancements and human stories that underpin medieval conflict. The prominence given to these discoveries through press articles and social media amplifies the reach of archaeological findings, encouraging a worldwide conversation about our collective heritage. The pursuit of archaeological insights into Crusader and Muslim archery acts as a bridge connecting past and present, revealing the intricate fabric of medieval warfare and societal structures. Through diligent artifact analysis, alongside historical and scientific scrutiny, archaeologists are bringing to light the detailed roles that archery played in the Crusades. These explorations not only deepen our grasp of history, but also ignite the imaginations of those in literature, popular culture, and education. As we delve further into the remnants of history, archaeology continues to serve as an indispensable instrument in preserving and elucidating the narratives of those whose lives were intertwined with the bow and arrow, crafting the narrative of our shared past. As we prepare to vanish back into the mists of our own era, much like a stealthy archer slipping away after loosing the final decisive arrow, let's pause and ponder a thought or two. Imagine, if you will, a medieval archer transported to our times, bewildered by our bows that ping messages across the globe in the blink of an eye. Picture his astonishment as we explain that today we shoot texts rather than arrows, and our battles are waged on social media platforms, not the sandy dunes of the Levant. Yes, dear listeners, as we conclude today's episode of Winning Paths, let's give a nod to the archers of yore, whose legacy has morphed into the emojis we fling with reckless abandon in our group chats. In a way, aren't we all archers, aiming for connection, laughter, and sometimes launching zingers with the precision of a well-crafted tweet? As you step away from this auditory journey, remember, the next time you draw your phone from your pocket, consider it your modern-day quiver. Each message, a carefully chosen arrow, each send button press, a release of the bowstring. Aim true, dear friends, for in the grand tapestry of life, we are all archers in our own right, navigating the battlefields of the digital age with wit, humor, and the occasional cat meme as our arrows. Thank you for tuning in to Winning Paths. May your aim be true, your connection strong, and your adventures grand. Don't forget to subscribe, share this podcast with your merry band of followers, and stay tuned for more tales from the paths less traveled. Farewell, and remember, in the great archery contest of life, may you always hit the bullseye of your aspirations.